everyone, it's Joshelle from Get Your Space Right. Happy 2026 if this is your first time joining us. So glad to have you. Tonight we're going to be talking about organizing your entryway. So to kick things off, I'm going to talk about why is it important, like what is your entryway and why is it important to make sure it's organized. So your entryway is the first place you walk into in your space, and it's also the last place you see when you walk out. And so the importance of your entryway is, first, it sets the tone for your home, and then two, it also has those essentials that you need to either look at, grab, or get to on your way out the door. So when you're thinking about your entryway, you're thinking about where does your purse land? Where does your coat go? Where do you put your shoes? Where do you hang your keys? There is nothing more frustrating than running out the door in the morning and then noticing that you cannot find your keys. That now what should have been running out the door is now 20 minutes later frustrated because your keys are in your coat pocket from 2 weeks ago because you never took them out and somebody has been letting you in the house for the last 2 weeks. So maybe that was a long stretch, but you understand what I'm saying. There's nothing more frustrating than, I've done it before, where I'm going to catch the train and then I realize my Metro card is in the pants that I wore the day before. But if you have a place where you're able to catch all those essentials, then it makes getting out the door in the morning that much easier. And for those of you with kids, you know how important mornings are. And so when you're designing your entryway, I'm going to give you 5 tips and a bonus to make sure that you're organizing your entryway and making the most of it. So first is think about your needs. When you're thinking about your entryway, you want to make sure you're taking in consideration what your needs are. Do you need a place to hang your keys? Do you need a place to put your sunglasses? Are you a person that walks in checking the mail? Do you need a landing spot for your mail? Do you need a place for your purse to go? Do you need a place for your coat to go? Are you a person that takes off their shoes as soon as you walk in the door? Do you need a place for your shoes to go? These are all things that you want to take into consideration. Now, who's walking in and out of your door on a regular basis? Is it just you? Is it you and your partner? Or do you have children? Are you dealing with book bags and lunch boxes? If so, these are things that you want to take into consideration when mapping out the needs for your entryway. You want it to be clean, you want it to be efficient, but most importantly, you want it to be practical. Yes, it can be cute. Yes, it can be styled. Yes, it can have all these fun elements. But most importantly, when it comes to your entryway, you want it to be a solution saver. So when you're going out in the morning, you're able to find everything you need, whether it's looking in the mirror that one last time or grabbing your keys off the hook and running out the door. It needs to be practical. So once you've defined what your needs are and you've defined who's using your entryway, the next thing you want to do is clean it out. So unless you're just moving into a new space, then, and even then, you want to clean out the area. So you want to clean it down. Just give it the old good wipe down, clean the space. If you have stuff already there, declutter it. Get rid of everything that is not necessary for that space. Declutter it, get it down to the basic essentials. You want to be able to start with a clear, clean space. So once you know your needs, once you have the space cleaned out, then I want you to create zones. So those zones go back to your needs. So you have a zone for your keys. You have a zone for your mail. You have a zone for your shoes. You have a zone for your papers. You have a zone for your coats. Now what this looks like can vary based on the space and how much space you have in your entryway, but these are the different zones you want to create. And a zone doesn't have to be a big thing. For me, I have a hook. I have 2 hooks on the wall. One is for my keys and one is for Omarian's keys. That is the key zone. As soon as I come in, my keys go from the door onto the hook. It takes the guesswork out, because the only time I have trouble finding my keys is when I don't put it on the hook. But I try to make it a routine that when I come in, I hang it on the hook. But I will tell you, it throws me off whenever Omarion or somebody else lets me in the house and I don't have the key from the door situation, so that can still throw me off. But for the most part, when I'm unlocking the door, the next step is to put the key on the hook so it has a landing zone. So it can be as simple as a hook. what I also do is I have a tray at the bottom of this cabinet, and it holds about 3 pairs of shoes. And so those are our commonly worn shoes. Typically it's a pair of slippers or a pair of shoes that I wore that day. What it's not is it's not where I house all my shoes. It is not a collection. It is not a pile up. Sometimes it can be, but what I do is I try to keep it down to the minimum essentials, and then when it gets crowded, that means, hey, it's time for a reset and let me put this back away. But for the most part, it's just keeping those couple of pairs of shoes, 1 or 2 of mine, 1 or 2 of Omarian's, that we use regularly. So thinking about a landing place for those shoes. We also have coat, where I come in, there is a closet, and so I have over the door coat hooks, and so that's where we hang our coats. I have a hook for my coat. I have a hookwear umbrella. If it's raining and I need to grab it, it's easy for me to grab on my way out the door. I have a hook for my purse. Omarian is able to hang his book bag there. He's able to hang his lunchbox there. So in the morning, it's not, oh, where's your book bag? Oh, where's your lunchbox? It goes on the hook. So in the morning, we know exactly where everything is, so it takes the guesswork out of it. What I also need in the morning is I need to look in the mirror to make sure my hair isn't crazy, that my face is okay or whatever. So I have a mirror right here. So a mirror is essential for me to be able to check things as I'm walking out the door. So having these basic essentials for me allows the morning routine to be seamless. So far we've talked about making sure the entryway is organized for you and your family, because it allows you to streamline your exits and also your entrances, because your entrances prepare you for your exits, right? And so that's why it's important. We talked about identifying your needs. We talked about cleaning the space. We talked about creating zones. So now what I want you to do is I want you to limit the items. This is not a place for everything. As I mentioned with the shoes, this isn't for all of your shoes. This is for your most frequently worn shoes. This isn't for all of your coats. It's for the coats you are wearing currently, your most popular coat or the coat that you wore today. It is not for everything. So you want to make sure that you're limiting the items. If you have a place where you catch your mail, you want to make sure that you're going through it and you're not just dumping it there and then it never gets gone through, because then it'll become a mountain. We know how much paper we get in the mail on a regular. So you want to make sure that it is not a dumping ground, which this feeds right into our bonus tool, which is making sure you're doing a weekly reset. Even if it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you want to go to that section and you want to just see what items don't belong here. Oh, I have 10 pairs of shoes here. It should only be 4. Let me grab those out the shoes. I have 5 coats here. It should only be 1. Let me grab those coats. Oh, here's all the mail for this week. Let me go through and sort this mail. So making sure that you're doing a weekly reset allows the space to stay functional and not a dumping ground. So making sure your entryway is suiting your needs, believe me when I tell you, it will streamline your day and make everything so easy. So let me know, what does your entryway look like? What are some of the elements that you use? Do you have a place for your keys or a place for your coats? If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you and have a good night.